Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my channel. So, I want us to talk about people pleasing. I wanted to talk about this because it is something I personally struggled with for many years. And from talking to different people, like different women, I see that it is a common thing that we all struggle with. And I think we need to unpack that. So, what is people pleasing? It's basically when you say yes when you really want to say no. When you over explain yourself or adjust your personality depending on who you're around, when you avoid conflict at all costs, like to the point where like you would say yes to something when you really want to say no just to avoid conflict, when you feel guilty for having needs. Like it can show up in so many different ways, but I think for a lot of us, it's basically feeling the pressure of saying yes to everything, to everyone, because you don't want people to see you as a bad person. You don't want them to think that you're a bad person. You don't want to upset people. You just want people to like you, and you don't really want anyone to have something negative to say about you. So you just continuously say yes. And like I said, I've struggled with this for a very long time in my life. Sorry, I had to just turn off the car real quick because I wasn't sure if you guys can like hear the sound, and I didn't want to take any risk. But I struggled with it for a very long time. I would say up until I started like weaning out of it in 2025, literally. So basically like my whole life, that's something I struggled with. And I think my the biggest thing that was hard for me, and the reason why like I continued over and over again, is just because I don't want anyone to think I'm a bad person. Like that feeling of like, oh, if I say no, such and such is not going to be pleased with me, or they're going to hate me, or they're going to think I'm a bad person. And I think it's the same for that's the same like struggle for a lot of people. And it's it got to the point where I just learned that no matter how much you say yes to people, no matter how much you try to prove that like you're a good person, you're a generous person, you're kind and you're there, no matter how much you do, it would never be enough. You would never ever prove, like you would never ever please people, because you can say yes a thousand times to someone, and that one time you say no, or you're unable to like be of help or whatever, everything you've like, basically you become the bad person you've been running away from. Like you can say yes to someone 100 times, and that one time you say no, now you're a bad person. Now you're a messed up person. Now you don't really care. Like it's like all the things that you've done in the past, for some reason now all of a sudden don't matter. And that's why people pleasing is so draining. It really like takes such a toll on you, because it gets to a point where I feel like you start to build resentment towards people, because you're continuously saying yes when you really want to say no. And every time you betray yourself, because that's essentially self-betrayal. Every time you say yes to something you really want to say no to, you're betraying yourself just to please another person, just to make another person happy. And you're doing whatever the thing is unhappy. Eventually that turns into resentment, and that resentment in you can like mutate into so many different things, and it's just not worth it. People pleasing can be so draining. It really drains your energy in ways that you probably don't even realize, but you're probably always tired. You're constantly thinking about, what does this person think of me? What does that person think of me? Managing people's emotions. It's very draining. It takes a lot out of you. And the thing is, it's a never ending cycle, because you will never ever please everyone. You will never please people, because nothing you do will ever be enough. You will have to say yes every single time, which is impossible. So you can never please everyone. You can never, no matter how much you want to, you can never be a great person in like everyone's eyes. Like someone out there will have something to say about you, will look at you a certain way, will have ill things to say about you. Not because they're true, but you just can't please everyone, and you're not everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. I think that people pleasers, like that's our number one problem. We just want everyone to like us. We want everyone to like us. We just want to be the best in everyone's eyes. We don't want anyone to have any negative thing to say about us. We want to manage all of that. But no matter how much you try to do that, you will never really succeed. You will never fully succeed, because that one time you're unable to show up. Not even because like you said no, because we already know that's very hard for you to do, for us to do. But you're just unable. And even that, like, people you've done things for, like, for years, like, would just literally like turn on you. And I feel like the people you try to please, like, over and over and over and over again, I think that the reason we continue in that path with like those specific people is that underneath you already know, if you don't do it, if you don't say yes, they will say, you're such a bad person, you're such a this, you're such a that, and anything else that follows. Is you're running away from that. And for me, like, I came to a realization that if I'm fearing that that's what they're gonna say, they're not gonna understand, that's what they're gonna say, it means that that's what they already think. So they're just looking for a way to finally be able to say that, to quote unquote prove their belief right. They already believe you're not a good person. They already believe you're this or you're that. So you trying to exhaust yourself just to please them, it's like you're just wasting your time, you're just draining yourself, because they believe what they believe, and no matter what you do, they will not change. They will always try to find a way to bring you down, to have something negative to say about you, to prove their belief or what they want you to seem like. So people pleasing is very draining. It it takes you out of alignment with yourself, because you're constantly chasing that, like those people and their approval and their and them liking you, and you're betraying yourself while you're doing that. So it takes you out of alignment with yourself, because what you're feeling inside is, I don't want to do this. I shouldn't have to do this. I don't have time for this. That's what you're feeling inside. But what you're doing on the outside, your actions are not matching what's inside, and you're out of alignment. And that's very, very detrimental to you and everything you have going on. People pleasing keeps you stuck. Like stuck. You will deplete your own resources and your own energy that you can be putting towards yourself so you can elevate, but you're putting it all out on like other people. You're literally, it's like basically you have like, it's like, imagine a bucket and it has like mad holes in it. And then no matter like whatever water or anything that gets poured into it, it just comes out like through those holes. It gets drained so quickly, because you're not keeping it for yourself. You're just getting it all out there for everyone else because you want people to like you. I think that, like growing up, I used to hear this a lot, but I feel like it never really clicked. Like, you have to get comfortable with people not liking you. Like, we really have to start getting comfortable with people not liking us. Some people not liking us. Some people thinking we're this or that, or saying things about us that aren't true or don't truly represent who we are. That's going to be out there, and you can't control that. So I think that for me, when I started to flirt with the idea of accepting that, because it took a long time, it's not easy. It took a lot of work with my coach, self-reflection to be able to get to the point where I can say I am getting away from that. And it's not easy because sitting, I'm just like, you still find yourself trying to like control the narrative. But no, like that's not true. But it doesn't matter. No matter how much you try, you will spend your whole life trying to please people, trying to do things to please people, and you just won't. You just can't. It's unattainable. Someone somewhere will always have something ill to say about you. A different way that people pleasing also showed up for me is that at some point, like when I started to get closer to Allah, finding Islam for myself, really being on Deen, I used to like trick myself with like, oh, I'm just gonna do it fi sabilillah. I'm just gonna do it fi sabilillah. Like just like constantly telling myself like it's fi sabilillah. It's for Allah. Like it's for Allah's sake. But that's not true. It's just a way for me to feel better with better about betraying myself, better about the situation, better about me saying yes when I really want to say no. So that worked for a long time, actually, because it was such a trap. Like it worked for a very long time. Even if I don't want to do something, I will go back and forth with myself, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then eventually I'm just like, you know what? Let me just do it for Allah's sake. And for me, the way that I finally got out of this is remembering the fact that in Islam, everything is about intention. Like everything in Islam is about intention. You can do amazing things, like literally like amazing things, like build a hospital, like give so many donations, feed the poor, feed orphans, be at the masjid like for all the 5 prayers and pray everything and be in the front row doing all that amazing stuff and not doing it for the sake of Allah, having the wrong intention, and all those things would mean nothing in the sight of Allah. Someone doing all those amazing things with the wrong intention and it meaning nothing in the sight of Allah. Oh, the person did it because they wanted people to think that they're such an amazing Muslim, or they're this or they're that. In the sight of Allah, Allah gives them that. People do think that this person is such an amazing Muslim and people rave about this person. But in the sight of Allah, they got what they wanted. You got what you wanted out of that. That was your intention and that is what you got. When that person makes it to Allah, there's nothing with Allah because it wasn't for Allah. So the reason I bring this up is that when you do something that you really don't want to do, your intention is not from the goodness. It's not because you truly want to do this thing. It's just people pleasing. Like if I don't do it, such and such is going to be mad. If I don't do it, such and such is not going to like me, or they're going to say bad things about me. So you do it fearing that being the reason why you do it, but you tell yourself, fi sabilillah. That's not true. It makes the blow a little, I guess, it helps it land better for you so you can manage it. But at the end of the day, the intention is not there. It's not right. So for me, it took for me to think about that. And that's how I was able to get out of that trap, because I just asked myself, is it truly, like, even before we get to the point of fi sabilillah, like, did I really want to do it? Is this something I really want to do? If it's unprovoked, would I do this? If it's no, then it's not fi sabilillah. Just don't do it. And that has been very, very liberating, because you can fool everyone. You can even lie to yourself. But Allah knows what's in my heart, what's in our hearts. So for me, at that point, I was just like, yeah, like as hard as it's gonna be, like, yeah, I can't say fi sabilillah. And no, it just, yeah. I got to a point where I just I just realized that you just can't please people. And people pleasing really takes a toll on your life, your development, your mental health, your capacity, your physical health. Like it literally like takes a toll. And at the end of the day, you don't even win the battle because you can never ever ever please people. And then it also dawned on me like, why try to please the creation in the first place? Why? Why? Have we really like thought about that? Why try to please the creation in the first place? Why try to do anything to please the creation in the first place? Why did we place the creation at such a high level that we have to please them? Why? So for me, after realizing that, I was just like, after like going through like different cycles of like, yo, no matter what I do, like it, I'm still, if I'm able to, if I'm unable to show up like one time, like I'm still looked at as what I'm running away from. So what's the point? What's the point? And I got to a point where like my heart just couldn't do it no more, and I'm just like, you know what? This is too hard and this is too much, and I just literally like can't do it anymore. And I'm just gonna please Allah. I'm just gonna focus on Allah. I'm just gonna please Allah. Allah knows what's in my heart. Um, and Allah will never expect out of me more than my capacity. Like, la yukallifullahu nafsan illa wusaha. He will never, ever, ever put on us more than our capacity. So for me, like, when that clicked, it was like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna please Allah. I'm gonna sincerely, intentionally try to please Allah. And whoever's not pleased with me, at the end of the day, like, I can't control that. What I can control is making sure that I show up in the best way possible for myself, show up to like help out people when I'm able to do what I'm capable of, intentionally, sincerely, and the rest is just, yeah. But even with that, it's all for Allah. It's not for anyone else. Even if I do something for someone that that I genuinely want to do, it's for Allah. And I just think that when you shift your perspective, like as a people pleaser, when you get out of that and you just stop pleasing people and please Allah, that is so liberating. It's so freeing. Like there's nothing better than it. Like nothing. It makes your life so much easier. There's going to be different narratives of you out there, out of within your family, people you knew, people you haven't talked to in years, like whatever, like so many people. But at the end of the day, if you know that you're a great person and you're doing your absolute best to work on yourself and become a better version of yourself, like literally, like constantly, that's all that matters. As long as you're not being unjust to other people, you're not horrible to people, you're not doing anything, you're not harming anyone, you have to be just to yourself too. You should not let anyone take advantage of you, your kindness, your generosity, ever. No one. Family, friends, neighbors, community, social media, no one. Workplace, no one. And another thing I noticed is that people don't really respect people pleasers. Like people genuinely, when people can like pick up that you're a people pleaser, like you want to like manage your image or how people perceive you, or you want people to like you, people, they're not going to respect you. They're going to think, oh, I can walk all over this person, or this person is scared of me saying that they're a horrible person, even if it's not true. So, yeah, people pleasing is always going to be a loss. Like, you would never win. But when you focus on Allah and you focus your attention on only pleasing Allah, you will always win. That is the ultimate win. That's the ultimate win, because no matter what anyone out there says about you, no matter what anyone out there is doing in your name or saying about you or whatever, at the end of the day, Allah knows the truth, and that is what matters. Allah knows the truth. That's all that matters. Stay in alignment with who you are. Stay in alignment. Be just to yourself. Be just to other people. Don't harm anyone. Treat people well. Treat yourself well. And do everything for the sake of Allah. Everything. Don't let anyone, fake guilt you into doing anything that isn't you, that isn't true to you. Stay true to yourself. And always, always please Allah. Nothing better in life. Nothing better. I'm not going to say that I am completely like out of the people pleasing disease. but I am far from like where I used to be. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I'll still feel uncomfortable if someone has something to say about me, or I know that like, or someone doesn't like me, or someone is saying something about me that isn't true or whatever. Like, I'll still feel some type of way, but I hope that I get to a point where I'm just like, whatever. I'm not there yet, but I'm praying to get to that point. But inshallah, like, we'll all get better with it. Yeah. Stop pleasing people. Please Allah instead. Focus on pleasing Allah. Be intentional about pleasing Allah. Literally ask yourself, is this for Allah? And there's nothing better. There's literally nothing better, because your reward will always be with Him regardless of what happens here. Remember, being unjust to yourself is also an injustice. So you have to be just to yourself. Yourself has a right over you. Allah entrusted yourself, your body, with you. So you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. You have to be just to yourself. You have rights. Allah gave you rights, like He gave every single person rights. You have rights. So take care of yourself. Be just to yourself. Stop pleasing people and please Allah. Period. I love making this video. Like, oh my God, I love every aspect of it. I would love to hear you guys' reflections in the comments. Please, like, come on, let's talk about this. I really wanna hear your reflections in the comments. I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you. Bye.